allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day that you have given us, and thank you for all you've provided for us. I thank you for the abundance of rain you have given us, and I just wanted you to touch everybody in the courtroom tonight and make sure everybody makes the right decisions. And thank you for your holy, precious name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, and we're going to go to the beach club now. We're going to beach club meeting.
I'll call the meeting to order. We're thankful that each and one of you came. If you're interested in the county's business, we ask that you turn your cell phones off. If you want to speak, raise your hand, wait till you're recognized. Ms. Jamie, would you do the roll call, please?
J.P. Deaton.
Here.
J.P. Olson.
Here.
J.P. Ritchie. J.P. Johnson.
Here.
J.P. Phillips. J.P. Hicks. J.P. Watson. Here. J.P. McNeely. J.P. Hall.
Here.
J.P. Swofford.
Here.
J.P. Hudson.
Here.
Thank you.
Looks like we have 11 forms. Next item of business is disposition of previous meetings. If there's not any additions or corrections, I need a motion to approve. Chuck moved to approve. Larry second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 6 is changes to agenda. Don't have anything? Okay. Next item of business is public comments. You have 3 minutes. Lisa Holt, please.
Lisa Holton, I'm the administrator at the Carroll County Health Unit here in Maryville, and I just wanted to kind of keep you guys informed. We are going to be pursuing a grant opportunity with the Northwest Arkansas Economic Development District for some renovations and or expansions at the health department. And we're going to be trying to get some ballpark figures together to present to the Economic Development District guys to help us write that grant. And I just wanted to kind of let y'all know what we're up to.
Any discussion? Jack?
I talked to her earlier, and there's been some stuff that will need to be fixed for quite a while. They're wanting to enlarge their meeting room, classroom, and I've attended several classes over there, and it needs some help. And basically, what she's looking from us tonight is to an okay to go ahead and proceed with this. And of course, we'll have to vote on it once it comes to grant time. But she just wants some directions to start working on it, and like I said, get some ballpark figures so she knows what kind of money to present to when they put together a grant request.
John?
Jack answered it.
Anyone else? Thank you, Lisa. Anyone else have any public comment? Yes, ma'am?
I'm Amy Levan, and I'm just...
Would you come up here, please, where we can hear you?
My name's Amy Levan, and actually today I'm not representing Eastern Carroll County Ambulance District. I'm representing my husband on the Carroll County Fair Board, Billy Levan. Wanted to let you all know that the grant that we received with the help of the resolution has been finalized and closed out. The bathrooms have been renovated, and they look wonderful. It's just the south bathrooms. We haven't been able to do the north bathrooms yet. South bathrooms look wonderful, and the fair starts on Saturday, and I'd like everybody to come out and see what happens.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Devin?
I wanted to let everybody know that this is going to be my last Quorum Court meeting as counsel. It's been 13 years and it's been a wonderful time, but I have taken a position at Boone County, so I'm going to be leaving next month. I really appreciate working with all of you, and I really admire, especially in the last few years, how the contention has gone away and we've been able to work together as a unit, and I wanted to congratulate you on that and praise you for that.
Jack?
Thank you.
Jack?
I think this should be a Quorum Court approved, and I don't believe you'll get it, so. I appreciate all the help you've done, especially with me and the Quorum Court, I really do.
Thank you.
Wish you well.
There's Nick.
I was just telling her she's a big man.
Marty?
Yeah, just thanks for everything you've done.
Thank you, Devin.
Chuck?
Yeah, thank you, and do you have a replacement, Tim?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, I think Craig Parker will come here, but I don't know who else will come to the office yet.
Anyone else?
No, I just want to say thank you as well. You've helped us quite a bit, enormously, in fact.
I would personally like to thank you. You've been a wonderful help in our office and for everybody in the county. You will definitely be missed. And if we can pass an ordinance to keep you, it's coming.
I probably won't dress that.
Thank you, Devin. Anyone else? Jim?
I'm just here this evening to kind of share with you what we're doing out there at the road department. We've been looking into it came up last month at the Quorum Court meeting about the dust problem. We've been looking about the last 2 years trying to figure out what to do with this problem, and you know it's countywide. We found some stuff, it's called calcium chloride, and we didn't want to say too much because we have never used this. You know, you hear the sales pitch, this is the greatest thing since crunchy peanut butter, this will really take care of your problem, blah, blah, blah. Well, we put it on the road earlier this last summer, and it did do what they said it would do. Their dust problem is gone, the material isn't leaving the road. We did it on a hill that they continuously washboard, and it's not doing that anymore. So we're going further with it. Last Thursday we went out to 608 and did some spots out there. And what we're doing with this is where these houses are sitting close to the road, where we have, you know, we can only do this so much at a time. Where it's close to the road, we can put this stuff down and the dust is supposed to disappear. I was asked today, well, have you been out there since Thursday? I said, it's rained. I can't tell you whether it's working or not, you know, but it's supposed to. To give you some cost, I wanted to share with you some of the cost that this is. To put my glasses on so I can see the guy. To put this down, for 1/10 of a mile, the initial cost on it is $594. That's for 1/10 of a mile, that's the initial cost. Thereafter, about twice a year, you'll have to go back and refresh it, they call it. That's going to cost you about $100, depending on what prices do, but prices that we're looking at right now. About $198 twice a year, which is $396. The reason why you do it twice a year, you'll do it in the spring, and you'll come back in the fall, and you'll do it again. And you're using basically 1/3 of the material to refresh it. Now, to share with you the difference in chip and seal costs roughly right at $49.52 to do the same 1/10 of a mile. So you can see we're saving quite a bit of money. But also, when you do chip and seal, you have to start at point A and you go to point B. 1 mile, half mile, whatever you're going to do. With this, the other day I was able to do it 2/10 of a mile, did 100 yards, basically get far enough past the houses before you get to them, get past them, you know, to keep the dust down around their homes. So I'm here tonight just to let you know that this is what we're doing out there. We do know it's a problem. We're trying to address it. You know, like I said, it's just, you don't want to stand up and say this is the good stuff until you've tried it and you see what it is doing.
Thank you, Jim. Your time's up. Any questions? Larry?
Do you lose it the first time you grade?
No, you don't ever lose it.
Okay.
It stays, according to them, it stays right there. you just keep working it. That's why you go back, you know, in the spring and the fall and just refresh it a little bit. It actually gets down into the ground, into the material that you put down.
Okay.
Jack?
How does it react to heavy rains?
Supposed to, what they're telling us is, doesn't affect it. So, we're gonna find out, because like I said, I put it down Thursday, and it's rained pretty good a time or two, so. Then, like I said, I've been busy today and haven't made it back out there.
Lauren?
Does it help to keep the gravel that's on the road there?
That's what it does, it keeps everything, what's happening with, when we put the base rock or anything down, when it dries, all the fines are leaving, and you're left with the gravel. This keeps all the fines there, it basically, it locks it up. According to them, and like I said, they're the salesman, I'm not, they said you continuously do this, and within 3 or 4 years, it'll be as hard as this floor right here.
Chuck?
That was gonna be my question, because we're looking at almost, $6,000 a mile for a total mile. 'Cause you said it
For a
was
mile?
$594 for a tenth of a mile,
Yes.
so it's relatively expensive. I don't know would you say it was for chip and seal for a mile?
For a mile of chip and seal,
Yeah.
49,520, 49,520.
49,000, not 400,000.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah, to do a tenth of a mile, chip and seal is $4,952. To do a tenth of a mile of this is $594.
Actually, it's $1,000 a year.
Huh?
It's $1,000 a year
Yeah.
for time to refresh.
right. How about base? I mean, do you need any particular base on the?
You can put it down on base, you can put it down on the dirt road, you can put it down on wherever, we're putting it down on base, just basically because what they're also telling us is if we ever decide we want to chip and seal it, no problem, you just go right over the top of it, chip and seal over it, your road's basically already there.
John?
I was just correcting on the price. I mean, it's $10,000 a year for a mile.
Right.
That's what it is to keep it up.
Lauren?
Is this available to anywhere where people who are maintaining their own roads can get access to it as well?
What are you talking about?
Like we have a lot of county roads where the residents actually keep their own roads up because they don't qualify for the county.
I really couldn't answer that for you, you'd have to get ahold of the distributors, but now, I couldn't. We're getting this out of Indiana somewhere, if I remember right, don't quote me on that.
Anyone else? Jack?
Will you just spread that like you do chip and seal?
Put it in the sander and go down the road and put it out 1.5 pounds per square yard. Put it in the sander and go down the road, get it on there, take a water truck, wet it down, and roll it, and you're gone.
Anyone else? Larry?
Has a lot of your dust problem been created because of the unavailability to get creek gravel anymore that you used to use on the road, and now you got to use limestone and
That is the biggest part of it.
and it turns to powder.
Right, yeah. I mean, your creek gravel is still dusty.
Yeah, but
But yeah, you get your base rock, as we call it, but you know what we're calling it. Yes, you get a lot more dust off of that because it has so much more fines in it.
Anyone else? Thank you, Jim.
No problem.
Next item is miscellaneous, don't look like we have any. Next item of business is old business, we don't have none of that. So we'll go to new business. Number A. Could you read that resolution, Ms. Jamie, please? Chuck?
Okay. It has been resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, a resolution to be entitled, a resolution confirming the appointment of commissioners at the Bluffs at Jackson Cove Subordinate Service District. Whereas the county judge has appointed Kathy Bean for 3 years, Robert, Coke for 2 years, C. Lewis Jones for 1 year, Kevin Creighton for 2 years, and Carol Rose for 1 year to serve as commissioners of the Bluffs Jackson Cove Subordinate Service District. Now whereas it has been resolved by the Quorum Court of the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, that the appointments of Kathy Bean for 3 years, Robert Cope, for 2 years, and C. Lewis Jones for 1 year, Kevin Creighton for 2 years, and Carol Rose for 1 year to serve as commissioners on the Bluffs at the Jackson Cove Subordinate Service District are hereby confirmed.
Chuck?
Move to confirm. Second.
Larry, second. Any discussion? Chuck?
The Bluffs at the Jackson Cove Subordinate Service District is a newly formed service district to take care of their water needs and their road needs. So these are the people that will serve as commissioners.
Anyone else? Call for the vote.
J.P. Deaton,
Yes.
J.P. Olson,
Yes.
J.P. Johnson,
Yes.
J.P. Wilson,
Yes.
J.P. Hall,
Yes.
J.P. Swafford,
Yes.
J.P. Harrison.
Yes.
Resolution passed. Next item of business is under B. Jack Deaton, would you read that, please?
Be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Carroll County, State of Arkansas, a resolution authorizing the county judge to execute a necessary documents to renew a line of credit with Equity Bank in Bearville. Whereas a line of credit for Equity Bank Bearville in the name of the Carroll County Airport Commission with a balance due of $14,987.65 is maturing August 25th, 2018. And whereas the Airport Commission wishes to renew the note and seek the approval of the Quorum Court and the signature of the county judge. Now therefore be it resolved by the Quorum Court of Carroll County, State of Arkansas, that the county judge is authorized to execute the necessary documents to renew Equity Bank Bearville loan number 270025412 with a new maturity rate of August 25th, 2020. Move to adopt.
Jack moved to adopt.
Second.
Marty, second. Any discussion? Chuck?
This is a fairly old note, is it not, Jack?
Yes.
Are there any requirements for paying it on the note itself? In other words, this has been rolled over several times, hasn't it?
It has been, I'm sorry.
Jack?
This is one, I think, if I remember correctly, was about $40,000 to start with. Which one was this?
This was one they had on their own. The one they had through the county was for $44,000. As of today, they've only paid $600 for this year so far, leaving them a balance of $20,604 with the county. So this bank note is something different.
Some
Larry?
assuming, I'm sorry.
Whatever it is, how much was paid on it this year?
They have only paid us $600 this year. I don't know if y'all remember, I think the, ordinance was 2012-9, and they agreed to pay $1,000 a month, I believe. And it's kind of dwindled for just a little while over the years, so this year we're just at $600, receiving any payment on that ordinance.
Jack?
I'm assuming they're hoping this line is that they should take more initiative to get it paid off if it's been that long. I know they have some other outstanding notes they're trying to get paid off also. But, that's gonna be between them and the bank. We're gonna renew it for a year, or we're approving it to do so for the next year.
Two years.
Yeah, 2 years, 2020.
Any more questions? Can I say something? I've advised them in the past, I didn't wanna sign nothing over a year.
Okay. Well, I was just saying what this says.
Mhm.
I agree with you.
Takes, if you gotta pay it in a year, it seems like you take a little more pride in getting it paid. And I ought to keep my mouth shut, but I've asked them not to ask for nothing over a year. Any more discussion, Jack?
You remember, Larry, how many times we renewed this?
Too many.
Several.
Now,
Yeah.
And that was gonna be my question, is there any requirements by the bank or by us for them to make? It sounds like, no.
The best I remember, the way this was generated, they owed the money and couldn't pay it. So this is better than not getting nothing, is what I think you all decided. Best I remember on it. Either the county lose it, or give it in their budget and let them pay it. Any more discussion? Yeah?
Can we move to adopt this, to change it to 1 year?
I think so. If the bank will go with it.
Devin can tell them. Devin?
I mean, you have the ability to amend the resolution. I have no idea how that might affect anyone's credit. I'm not aware of that. Nobody's talking about it, so. But you have the power to, I mean, it's your resolution. If you want to amend it, amend it.
Larry?
Larry?
I will make a motion that we amend this resolution or
Resolution.
resolution to, amend it and change it from 2 years to 1 year payment on it.
Second that.
All right, second. Any more discussion on it? Chuck?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. The only thing I'd like, and then next time when it comes out, which I'm sure it will, we see if we can put some sort of a minimum payment on it, to get it paid off.
Anyone else? John?
In the airport commission's defense, they are working a lot harder at paying this stuff off than they did in the 10 years previous to 3 or 4 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone else? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we go back to the resolution for 1 year.
Yeah.
You sponsor that?
Yeah.
Who seconded it?
I'll second it.
Lorraine? Any discussion? Call for the vote?
Just so I clarify, Judge, I'm gonna change the maturity date to August 25th of 2019 from 2020, correct? Thank you. J.P. Deaton,
Yes.
J.P. Olson,
Yes.
J.P. Johnson.
Yes.
J.P. Watson.
Yes.
J.P. Hall.
Yes.
J.P. Swafford.
Yes.
J.P. Harrison.
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution passed. Next item of business is C. Would you read it, John Howard, please?
A resolution authorizing the Carroll County, Arkansas Quorum Court, through its county judge, to enter into a grant agreement with the Federal Aviation Administration for the installation of airport visual aids project. Said project, styled AIP 3-05-0007-017-2018 at the Carroll County Airport. Resolved, the Carroll County Quorum Court, at the recommendation of the Carroll County Airport Commission, desires to enter into a grant with the Federal Aviation Administration for purposes to construct the installation of visual aids project at the Carroll County Airport. The FAA grant, AIP 3-05-0007-017-2018 shall consist of approximately $121,979 payable from the funds of the U.S. government and approximately $13,554 payable from the funds of the Arkansas Department of Aeronautics. Further resolved, the Carroll county judge, on behalf of the Carroll County Quorum Court, is authorized to sign the grant agreement and take whatever actions necessary to implement the grant. Move to adopt.
Yeah, move to adopt. Jack, second, any discussion?
Michael talked to us last meeting about this. This is those approach lights that they've had trouble with for years. As the planes come in on the hillside opposite, where it tells them whether or not they're too high or too low. Just grant money.
Any more discussion?
I have a question.
All right.
What would be involved with whatever actions necessary to implement the grant? I mean, that's kind of a open statement there.
That I do not know. I suspect it's just whatever, it takes to,
So there's
paperwork-wise or whatever to do it.
There's
my
no
understanding.
co-funding
No,
associated?
no.
Okay,
None from the county.
just wanna make sure that's not part of the action.
Right.
Any more discussion? Chuck?
We're not co-funding, but we are backing it, are we not, the 10%? We're not.
No, there is no money coming out of Carroll County.
No matter what. The second sheet shows that 10% been paid with state funds.
So,
Go ahead.
in the past, at times, to get the money at the right time, the county has had to write the check, and then the grant money comes back into the county coffers.
Right. So this,
Yes, that's what will happen this time also. But, am I right, Judge? Does it typically just within weeks or a month or so, the money is back in our account?
It's normally pretty quick on that, it's a lot slower on payment.
Right.
Any more discussion? Call for the vote.
J.P. Deaton,
Yes.
J.P. Olson,
yes.
J.P. Johnson,
Yes.
J.P. Watkins,
Yes.
J.P. Hall,
Yes.
J.P. Swafford,
Yes.
J.P. Harrison.
Yes.
I understand it right, basically all you're doing is giving them approval to get this grant because they have a grant writer that takes care of everything from this point on. Next item of business is under D. Jack, could you read that, please?
This is by title only, right?
I'll read those, Jack,
Yeah.
these resolutions, you want to read it?
You can read it, go ahead.
A supplemental be enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, a supplemental appropriation ordinance amending ordinance number 2017-40, the 2018 budget ordinance, and appropriating money for the Northwest Arkansas Economic Development District, NWA EDD.
Move to adopt.
Jack moved to adopt.
Second.
Who's second?
I did.
Roger. Couldn't see you. Any discussion? Jack?
This was our fault. The budget committee was looking to save money. We was told, and with all the press over the economic development districts, you know, the trash deal, we was kind of, people have told us that we really didn't get much out of this. We're cutting, as you know, the budget committee, we give a raise last year. That raise cost the county a little less than $190,000. So we're scraping money wherever we can, and this is one of the things that we cut, we shouldn't cut. So we're just fixing our mess up, so.
Any more discussion? Call for the vote.
J.P. Deaton,
Yes.
J.P. Olson.
Yes.
J.P. Johnson.
Yes.
J.P. Watkins.
Yes.
J.P. Hall,
Yes.
J.P. Swafford,
Yes.
and J.P. Harrison.
Yes.
Next item of business is E. Ms. Campbell, would you want to read that, please?
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, a supplemental appropriation ordinance amending ordinance number 2017-40, the 2018 budget ordinance, and appropriating funds for the following purposes.
Move to adopt.
Noreen, second. Any discussion? Jack?
Basically, this just stuff we didn't plan for. We had a deer tear into the walk wall out here to fix a leak in the building. after the roof, we still had a leak, and was getting water in, we had to come in, so that was part of the maintenance deal. All the cameras and stuff was going in, and we wasn't prepared that some of this stuff got tore out when we were replacing it. We had to get a company to come back here and fix some of our camera system. And then Rhonda's been having some problems with her computer, and we first thought we'd have to replace it. We found a guy that could go in there and fix it and speed it up some for her, so that's basically what the three things we're gonna spend the money on.
Any more discussion? Larry?
Well, basically, like you said, the budget was cut all the way you could cut it.
All the way across.
Stuff that people had in the budget, stuff back for things like this when they happen, we took it away from them and said, when you have a problem, come to us, and we'll deal with it then. So
Exactly.
that's what this is.
Any more discussion? Call for the vote.
J.P. Deaton?
Yes.
J.P. Olson?
Yes.
J.P. Johnson?
Yes.
J.P. Watson?
Yes.
J.P. Hall?
Yes.
J.P. Swafford?
Yes.
J.P. Harrison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Have you all noticed the building out there where they repaired the crack?
No.
It's not holding, I'm afraid your foundation needs to be jacked up. Crack's coming back. Next line of business is F. Would you read that, Ms. Jamie, please?
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Carroll, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, a supplemental appropriation ordinance amending ordinance number 2017-40, the 2018 budget ordinance, and appropriating money for the telephone system upgrades in offices of county assessor, collector, and treasurer.
Move to adopt.
Second.
John, second. And Larry. Jack, any discussion? Jack?
Basically, the phone system over there in the annex building has been giving them problems. People's come in and put Band-Aids on, but they run out of Band-Aids. It's just they can't get parts to fix it. In order to put in a new system, we was told they had to run new wiring back into the building. The newer equipment takes every different type of wiring. Kay's done a real good job tracking down and getting different people to look at it, and this is the figures they come up with. And if I'm not mistaken, Kay, we get reimbursed for some of this money at the end of the year, is that correct?
All of the expense of this comes out of the commissions of the three offices when we do final settlement at the end of the year.
I'm sorry, you've done a great job on getting this all lined out, so.
It's taken quite a while, but I think we're finally getting it pulled together.
Thank you, Katie.
Any more discussion? Call for the vote.
J.P. Deaton?
Yes.
J.P. Olson?
Yes.
J.P. Johnson?
Yes.
J.P. Watson?
Yes.
J.P. Hall?
Yes.
J.P. Swafford?
Yes.
J.P. Harrison?
Yes.
Next item is G. Will you read that, Jack, please?
Been enacted by the Quorum Court, Carroll County, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance allowing Carroll County to become a vote center for the forthcoming election. Now therefore being ordained by the Quorum Court, Carroll County, State of Arkansas. Whereas pursuant to the Arkansas Code annotated 7-5-101 for the election laws of the state of Arkansas, the county may establish vote centers for elections, and whereas the Carroll County clerk has certified that the Quorum Court and the Secretary of State that the county has a secure electronic connection sufficient to prevent an elector from voting more than once and to prevent unauthorized access to the computerized registration book maintained by the county clerk, and whereas it is the desire of the Carroll County Election Commission and the county clerk to establish duly authorized vote centers for all elections, and for all voting will be conducted electronically with exceptions of absentee voting. Now therefore being ordained by the Quorum Court of Carroll County, State of Arkansas, Article 1, they are hereby authorized and established vote centers for Carroll County for all elected in the county. Move to adopt.
Second.
Larry, second. Any discussion? John?
I have a question. We have already been doing this. Why is this coming up now?
Early voting has only been, considered a day vote center, John, but we've had voting precincts where you had to go to your polling site in order to vote. Now we're making it, if you're in Berryville, you can go to Freeman Heights and vote.
Okay.
Larry?
Well, you're doing better than me. I didn't even know we'd already done this and was down to the 6 places. I was asking questions before the meeting, because I voted one of the places that's on here, so I didn't know that we had closed up some of the others, so I don't have any problem with it.
Chuck?
Yeah, I think we've gone from 11, right to 6, something like
Those
that.
are gonna be the 6 vote centers.
So, it's a
Larry?
big improvement.
There was one time it was 31.
Jack?
Like I said, you know, Jimmy's gone around and talked to a lot of groups and stuff like that, and everybody's for it. I think it's a great idea, because a lot of people that's working from one end of the county, getting off work late and trying to speed home to get in order to vote, a lot of them don't vote because of that. And this way, no matter where you're at, you can go in and vote.
Larry?
Since you went, though, to just 6 polling places the last few years, are you having very long lines or very long waits? Even at times when people gets off work and things like that?
No, it's been good, other than our presidential, which was crazy all over the world, but
Yeah.
we had lines then. But no, and they utilize the early voting as well.
Anyone else? Call for vote?
J.P. Deaton,
Yes.
J.P. Olson,
Yes.
J.P. Johnson,
Yes.
J.P. Watson,
Yes.
J.P. Hall,
Yes.
J.P. Swafford,
Yes.
and J.P. Howard.
Yes.
Next item of business is JP comments and non-agenda items. Maureen?
Mind if I stand so it's easier to be heard back there? Every year, there's a conference in Arkansas where representatives from each of the counties go and receive training. We also hear a lot about different items that are coming up, both in the county and federally, that affect all of us. And so I just wanted to hit some of the high points. Some of you have copies of this, if anyone wants a copy. I have a couple of extra ones. The first item was Steve Womack, who's our congressman. He identified some concerns about political divisions in the government. But one of the things he brought up that is going to help Arkansas a great deal is what's called the federal e-fairness. Currently, right now, if there is a company that's in Arkansas and you buy from that company in Arkansas, you have to pay Arkansas tax. But if you buy from a company that's outside of Arkansas, oftentimes you don't pay any tax. Well, now with the federal e-trade, they're going to require all companies to collect the taxes for each of the states of their buyers and then distribute it. So there's a potential here for Arkansas to get a fairly large revenue if this goes through. That's item one. Another couple of items, something that's going to affect us, it has to do with how we receive any kind of FEMA funds for problems that we have. You know, in Arkansas, we have some of the counties have some disaster areas this year. In fact, 25% of the counties nationwide have FEMA declarations. So they're going to base it just like your own home insurance now. They're going to have deductibles that they're going to put in place in order to be able to keep funding when there's disasters. So that's coming up, and it may affect us at some point. The opioid crisis, they discussed quite a bit about that because Arkansas is the lead state in the nation that is having some litigation that will bring in some funds, hopefully. I talked to some of the lawyers involved. They said it could take 2 to 4 years before we see any results. The intention is to get money for the jails, detention centers, mental health, and foster care. But they brought up some statistics that I thought were rather interesting. This year, for the first time in the history of our nation, the number of people who have died from overdoses is greater than the number of people who have died in auto accidents. There were 65,000 deaths from overdoses this year. So that's pretty stark data. The other problem is, as they take the opioids off the market, there's a high influx now of fentanyl from Chinese and Mexican chemists that is coming into the country. So we don't quite know what removing the opioids is going to do overall, but this is something that's a national disaster. When you consider how many people die from opioids versus, say, when the Twin Towers went down, I mean, it's just exorbitant, the number of people who are dying. So this is an issue we should keep our eyes and ears on in the news. Another issue that has come up is nationwide. They're implementing what's called the 5 gig technology, and there's some details here that are rather interesting. It's a huge shift from our normal cell tower access. Cell towers can be 25 to 45 miles apart. With the 5G technology, the towers are more like 500 feet apart. And what the nation is looking, I mean, federally, what they're looking at doing is using telephone poles and existing poles around. Plus, they will be putting up hundreds of thousands of towers where there's no poles to put these other things on. So that's going to affect our area. The federal government is going to expect to have property access to put these in. Plus, we're going to have a lot more EMF radiation in the areas around these. Typically, the equipment will be on utility poles, but it will be accompanied by containers about the size of refrigerators on the ground. So this is the type of thing that we will begin to see as this technology rolls out, and it will roll out. In the Senate and House committee meeting, which we had there, and by the way, we had over 700 participants in this conference, which was one of the highest attendances for the state. It was a wonderful experience, and we got to meet a lot of the representatives. In our counties, we have what are called improvement districts. These can be different things that are associated with, say, subdivisions and whatnot. And like, for example, we voted on a district tonight. Apparently, there have been a lot of violations across the state, and approval was given in the meeting that we had at the conference to have a study done on all improvement districts for all counties in Arkansas, including ours. Another nice positive thing that came out of what we were covering in the conference is has to do with property taxes. There is a bill that's being put through to allow a formula to be applied for how much credit you get for homestead credits on your property taxes. And apparently there's extra money, and they want to go ahead and appropriate that so we get additional tax benefits. But rather than doing it, say, having a bill for a $25 increase, and then if we have more money, having another bill, what they want to do is put a formula in so as the money rises that's available, that we automatically get it in $25 increments. So what that means is, in 2019, given the money that's out there now, if this bill passes, 7,200 people in Carroll County will get the additional exemption to the tune of about $180,000. So that's a nice little tax relief. There's a new 911 program that's being rolled out across the nation. And we have systems that are called TSAPs. These are centers. They're public safety answering points. And in Carroll County, we have one. And we fund it with county money to the tune of about $100,000 a year. Well, federally, what they're looking to do is increase the amount that cell phone users pay for the 911 service. Currently, we're paying about 65 cents per cell phone account. And they're intending to increase that as they move it from a landline-based system to a more internet, federally consolidated system. And so therefore the money to cover it will be done through the cell phone account. what that would do is turn that $100,000 back into the county so that we can use it in the budget, maybe get some county employee raises or something. Anyway, those are some of the main highlights. If you have any questions about it, you can either go to the Arkansas Association of Counties website, or if you want to ask me more about it, I can tell you, because it was a really great conference. And thank you for letting me go.
Jack?
Got two things. First off, I met with Sam Moore today at the dispatch center. We're getting real close to figuring out the first week in September we'll be up and running. Everything's up and going good. They've tested it some, it's working good. And the tower, you can see the tower is up over there and the antennas are up, and we've got a lot of problems we're still dealing with as far as companies selling the stuff that, or charging for stuff that we didn't get and selling us some inappropriate parts, but we're still working it out. But everything goes right the first week in September we'll be up and going. And secondly is next month I will not be here, Lamont will not be back, which we can go a week later. It's not that big a deal, I'll need somebody to take care of the reporting system if I'm not going to be here. So it doesn't make any difference either way.
Larry?
I wanted to ask you a question. I seen the tower looks good, we've got it up. When we designed the jail, we put the different wings in the central area. It was designed where if we ever need to, we can build on. Is that tower sitting where we would need to build on?
I think it's off, listed, enough where it could come out.
Okay.
It was discussed in detail, and we looked at the blueprints before they put it there. You're right.
You wanna,
One quick answer to that. If we talked about moving that further out. It's going to be very expensive because there's, I think, 8 or 9 coaxes going out there, and it was $8 a foot for that coax. Plus, let's put in another booster to put it in place else.
Well, that's true, but
Yeah.
if you're designed to build on, it'd be very expensive one of these days if you couldn't build on where it was designed to, so I'm just asking.
No, I think they answered my question.
you wanna, Jack?
What do y'all do about next month?
Chuck?
24th would be fine. First one, you'll be back 17th, 24th, what?
Yeah, I'll be back the second month, which is the 24th. Like I said, that doesn't make any big difference. It's going to be nice to have Lamont back, if he's back, we got some other paperwork going on. But as far as I can show somebody else how to do this, but, or we can do it the 24th, whichever you want to do.
24th would be the alternative day, if I should.
It's both Monday.
Yeah, that'd be, it's okay with me.
That's fine with me.
That's fine, man. Yep.
All in favor of moving it 24, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any more comments on JP? Well, I'm glad to be back.
I'm glad to have you back.
I didn't think there was any reward for being clumsy until I got the audit report and looked like I'd won the prize. I was supposed to read to this lady before now, if I hadn't fell down and hurt myself, well, I would have, but I didn't, I wasn't here. So I asked for your forgiveness. From audit report from Lance Woodward, in our study and evaluation of internal accounting controls, cash management practices, and code and constitution compliance, we note the following. The following deficiencies were noted in the review of assets. One asset purchase was not properly added to the fixed asset listing. One asset credited on the purchase of another asset failed to be removed from the asset listing. Two assets selected assigned when unable to be located. Finding competitive bids were not taken for 3 purchases initiated by the Sheriff's Office totaling $424,763 as required by Arkansas Code, Danilo 14-101-14-22-115. That's the results from our auditors. Haven't heard from state auditors yet. But, don't look too bad. You wanna have any questions on it?
Judge, I think that was your state auditor's report.
Do what?
That is your state auditor report.
Yeah, it is a state,
Okay.
but it's not joint legislative, is it?
Yes, can I get you?
Hmm?
For the year 2016.
It goes to the joint legislative committee next, I believe,
Okay.
and then whatever they find, maybe 30 days in a electric chair for me, I don't know. But anyway, we'll all try to work together as a team, and I appreciate that. We have good harmony in the county. Everybody's trying to do their job. It's such a pleasure for all of us to be able to work for y'all. Anyone has anything else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Any opposed? See y'all next month.